What's going on, everybody? What's happening? This your girl Tiffany coming through live in effect tonight. So tonight I want to get on this open topic, right? Two topics that I want to discuss. One about this relationship consultant named Kevin Samuel, who told this black woman that she's an average woman and she's gonna die alone. So yeah, I have a video clip. I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna talk about this R&B singer from Chicago. She was arrested. That she was put in handcuffs because she shot her boyfriend in the head, but she said the gun had dropped on the ground and the bullet went flying up in the air and hit him in the head. So we're gonna discuss all that, but let me get to this concept about Kevin Samuel and the average woman that he was talking to. All right. And I got some information, some scholarly stuff that I want to back up with it as well. So make sure you guys, if you want to share the Cash App, if you want to send something on the Cash App, there you go, right there. The information at the bottom is scrolling down the screen. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and get started. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video. Then I'm going to give my thoughts, my commentaries, because a lot of people are upset about it, which they have that right to. They have their right to be upset. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and play the video first. Then I'm going to get started.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know things. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so?
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more. Because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 106 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening. That's why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
Okay. Okie dokie. All right then. Okay. Where do I start with? Okay, I'm back. going out like that. Okay, I'm back. All right, so woo. I'm watching the video. I can agree to disagree. I can agree because there are some points that he has. That there are men who make certain incomes, right? The type of men that this woman is obviously looking for, they're not really gonna go for a woman like her. They're gonna go for a woman who looks more like a supermodel type. That's what they're gonna go for, as far as relationship wise. You know, most of these men that are making above 6 figures, they want a supermodel. They want a chick with a voluptuous body that look totally glamorous, look like somebody off the magazine. That's what they want. So by her being the average woman, she's not going to be appealing enough for men like that. So those men who make multiple incomes or make above 6 figures, they're not caring about the fact that she made 6 figures too. You know what I'm saying? They're not caring about her occupation. Because they make above what she's making. They want somebody they can visualize sexually. That's what they want. They looking for somebody they can visualize sexually. Somebody that fits the supermodel type. Somebody that looks close to Beyonce. So that part I do agree and I do understand, because a lot of women have this wishful thinking that, oh, I can get me a ball player. He can be 6 foot something and he can have all this nice jewelry and all this money. But that ball player don't want you. And then let's just say if he did get with you, he's going to only have sex with you and nothing else. So, yeah, that is the reality. And I understand he was saying that, you know, why not just get an average man or a man that has a decent job or somebody that makes 6 figure, whatever amount she makes, because she says she has a business. She does pet grooming. So by her doing pet grooming and she makes a certain type of income, why not get somebody that's in that income bracket? Why try to look for somebody that's like a ball player type that makes a ball player income or a rapper's income? Because all you're going to do is go into a disappointment. But what I did not see in this video was the fact that he didn't tell her as far as character is concerned. Like, okay, let's just say you did come across somebody. You have to look at the character of the man. That's most important. So he can have all the money in the world, but if he's not up to par with his character, then he may not be the man for you, because all money ain't good money. So just because that man got a 6-figure income or 7-figure or 8-figure, however much money he's making, that's way above yours, doesn't mean that he's qualified to be your man. And a lot of women find themselves in a very serious, messed up predicament. Now, the part that I did not really agree with when he asked her, how do you rate yourself on average? I mean, how do you rate yourself? And she can't use the number 7. She said she was a 5 when she don't wear makeup, and she's a 6 when she put on makeup. Now, I kind of feel like that's a little unnecessary to ask a woman how she rate herself. Like, I don't think that's necessary at all. And then towards the end, I think he was being pretty disrespectful when she said that, oh, you're being mean, because she felt like he was being condescending. Maybe in his mind, he wasn't being condescending towards her, but she felt that way based off the energy that he put out, based on how he was coming at her. So I can feel where she was coming from. So she was pretty sensitive about that, because she seemed like she was very respectful. She didn't come at him sideways. She listened to what he had to say. No, she may not get some of the things that he was talking about, but she felt like he was just coming off, his approach was pretty wrong and antagonizing towards her. So at the end, when he called her a broad and he told her get off, and he trying to hang up on her, it shows that he has no discipline. Like at the end, like, you know, you don't have to just, to me, I'm like, well, okay, you didn't have to just shut her down like that. You know what I'm saying? You could have said, ma'am, it was nice talking to you. You have a wonderful day. Or, ma'am, I hope everything goes well with you. But all that extra stuff, that just wasn't necessary to me. So, you know, I felt like that he was being pretty condescending towards her in a way, but I do agree with some of his points. And I understand why she may want a 6-figure man. But the reality is, it's going to be hard for her to come across those type of men. So I want to speak on something in relation of women getting in relationship with men who have a higher income status, or who belongs in the upper class or a different caste system. All right. So what she's speaking of is called hypergamy relationship. Hypergamy relationship. Let me go on that, and let's go into the definition about it. Why is it unnecessary? I believe because why would she have to scale herself? I mean, to me, that doesn't defeat it doesn't, I don't think that it defeats the purpose. Telling her, okay, how do you scale yourself between, on average, 1 through 10, and you're gonna tell her that she can't use 7? How can't you tell somebody that they can't use 7? How can't you tell somebody they can't use 7? If they feel like they're a 7, they have the right to feel that way. If they feel like they are 8, they have the right to feel that way. So you can't tell somebody, oh, you can't use 7. So to me, that defeats the purpose. Then there's no purpose of you asking her, well, how does she see herself if she can't use a certain number? Because that right there shows that there's some form of setup that's taking place. That's how I see it. No, she wasn't being disrespectful in that video. Okay, show me where the young lady. Let's go back and play that video. Did you watch the video? Where did this young lady was being disrespectful? How was she disrespecting him? How was she disrespecting him in this case? How? Okay, but I want you to explain to me, sir. You say women be so disrespectful, but then get so sensitive when they get checked. We're not talking about all women. We're talking about this particular woman that was talking to this man. For the whole time, she was being respectful in that video. And towards the end, he was disrespecting her. All because she said that he is so mean. And the reason why she said that, because he came off as being very condescending towards her. His energy, his approach That's why she said that. She didn't antagonize him. She didn't name call him. He name called her. He called her a broad. And he told her, get the fuck off. Now, how can't you be a relationship consultant if you're going to resort to name calling and tell people, get the fuck off your platform? All you had to do was tell the woman, have a wonderful day. Mama, was nice talking to you. And just leave it at that. Sir Anthony, my thing is, there's no purpose. It defeats the purpose. If you tell me I can't use 7 as an average number, then don't ask me, well, how do I see myself? If I can't use a certain number, it makes no sense. That's just the way I see it. It makes no sense. So again, going back to Sir, you're trying to generalize black women and only use that one particular woman, and you don't even know the whole thing. Okay, she called into his show. Okay, but my thing, okay, that's different. She called into his show, but the way I'm seeing it, because I don't watch his show. This is my first time ever looking at the show. All right, my thing is, it didn't make any sense to say that. That's just my thing, because I'm not a viewer. I don't look at his show. All right. I just happened to come across the video. I've seen the video and I said, okay, let me give my response and commentary on that. So I just don't think it make any sense to me. That's my opinion. No, I don't. I don't watch that show. No, I don't tune in. Somebody said I was giving an overall point, but if you tell me, okay, so the overall point is you're using this video segment as a way to generalize other women. Instead of just looking at the video in itself and seeing the dialogue, all right, that was taking place. Where did she result to disrespecting this man? Where did she result to name calling? She just told him that, oh, she just felt like he was being mean to her. So towards the end, it was unnecessary. I felt like it was unnecessary for him to resort to all that name calling and calling her a broad and all this and that and the other, when he could have just told her have a wonderful day. Okay, if you watch the video, point out to me, where did the woman disrespected this man? Point out to me in the video. Let me go back and play the video first and foremost. All right. Point out to me in this video. I'm going to go back to this video real fast. Okay, so you say you watched this video, correct? No, I'm talking to the other guy. I'm not talking to you, Anthony. I'm talking to the other guy. Point out to the video where this young lady was being disrespectful. So I'm going to play the video again. All right, and then I'm going to move on to the next topic. But I'm going to play this video one more time. And I want you to show me where she was being disrespectful. Let's play the video again. Let me get this off here. Because I didn't see her disrespect him not one time.
I honestly want a 6-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know things. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. They're trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so?
I just told her.
Go ahead.
My
Okay. Now start right there. Now, that segment, show me where she was being disrespectful. I would like to see. As a matter of fact, I'll go play towards the end. Let's play towards the end. Show me where she was being disrespectful. I'm going to play towards the end.
You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
Okay, let's play this.
But if I'm looking at you, but if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. Like this.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for us? That
all right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being dumb. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone.
Okay. Now, was all that necessary? Was all that necessary for him to get upset? What was all that necessary? Get the fuck off my phone. Why did he have to cuss at her like that? That's all I'm asking. Show me where she was being mean. How was she cut him off? He was cutting her off. What are you talking about? I'm watching the video and I see that where he's cutting her off, where she was trying to give a response. How was she cut him off? Because in between, he was cutting her off as well. He was like, no. See, you're not, no. See, that's the part that you don't want to see. That's the part that you don't want to discuss. It don't matter if it's your show or not, okay? It can be your show, but where's the level of respect? Where's the level of respect? Just because it's your show don't mean that you got to disrespect everybody, correct? That's just like if I had, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a show or not. Just because you have a platform, that doesn't mean that you can just disrespect anybody that come on your platform. And you expect for people not give back the same energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So therefore, she wasn't really disrespecting him. It was just the fact that he didn't like the fact that she said that he was mean. So he got into his feelings and said, get the fuck off my show. Or get the fuck off my phone. He got into his feelings. So that's the part that I disagree with him on. I didn't feel like that was necessary for him to do that. But overall, as I stated before, he does have some points. Okay? Now, let me get back to what I wanted to talk about. Let's go into the concept of the hypergamy relationship. All right? This is what she was speaking of. So, let's look at what hypergamy is. Hypergamy, colloquially referred to as marrying up, occasionally referred to as hierogamy, is a term used in social science for the act or practice of a person marrying a spouse of higher caste or social status than themselves. The Antonym hypogamy referred to the inverse, marrying a person of lower social class or status. Colloquially, marrying down. Both terms were coined in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century while translating classical Hindu laws books, which used the Sanskrit terms anulona and pratiloma, respectively, for two concepts. The term hypergamy is used to describe the overall practice of women marrying up, since the men would be marrying down. All right. So let's go down here where it says mating preference. Studies of mate selection in dozens of countries around the world have found men and women reporting prioritizing different traits when it comes to choosing a mate, with men tending to prefer women who are young and attractive. All right, that's the part that he was mentioning. He did mention the part that most guys, older guys his age, want younger women. So they tend to go to women that are like maybe in their 30s or maybe, in their early 30s or like in their mid 20s. Okay. So he did mention that part, and that part I do agree, because you got men out here that want younger women because they feel like younger women are more attractive and more energetic, etc. All right. So let's go ahead. It says, with men tending to prefer women who are young and attractive, and women tending to prefer men who are rich, well educated, ambitious, and attractive. Evolutionary psychologists contend this is an inherent sex difference arising out of sexual selection, with men driven to seek women who will give birth to healthy babies, and women driven to seek men who will be able to provide the necessary resource for the family's survival. All right. Now it says they argue that as societies shift towards becoming more gender equal, women mates selection preference shift as well. Some research support that theory, including a 2012 analysis of a survey of 8,953 people in 37 countries, which found that the more gender equal a country, the likelier male and female respondents were to report seeking the same qualities as each other rather than different ones. However, Townsend surveyed medical students regarding their perception of how the availability of marriage partners changed as their educational careers advanced. 85% of the women indicate that as my status increased, my pool of accepting partners decreased. In contrast, 90% of men felt that as my status increased, my pool of acceptable partners increases. All right. So, in this case, according to the article, women tend to want men who have a higher status and higher income. That's what women tend to gravitate. Now, there are women who would get with men that are average like them, or that has grown up to struggle with them. Okay? But for the most part, most women want men who have higher income. That's what they're going to go gravitate towards. That's why you got women who would get with guys that are drug dealers. It's not because of the fact that he's a drug dealer. It's the fact that the money that he's making, that what's attracting them, the materialism. So particularly, it's a lot of younger women in their 20s. They want men like that. They want men who got the bling bling, who got the money, who got the cars, who got the house. They look for that kind of stuff. And they ignore all the other factors. They want somebody who can provide for them. But see, we don't live in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world where you can find somebody that can provide for your every need, especially if you have children. We don't live in that kind of world. So for a young lady such as herself, trying to look for that type of man, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard. And it's going to be very challenging Because just like she has a higher expectation, there are men on that level that has an expectation for a certain type of women. So she's going to deal with the challenge. And it's going to be too competitive for her to get with a man that earns more than 6-figure income. But I'm going to tell you this because most of the time, this is what women want. They want men who have a lot of money. And they don't want to settle for men who are average or make below them. They're not going to settle for that. Or they don't want to settle for that. They want to settle for men who make a lot more money. But the reality is you're not going to be able to obtain a relationship with a lot of men or with a man that makes a lot of money. That's the reality. You got a very small chance. Now, I will say this. There's always somebody out there for somebody. Okay? So this young lady has not ruined her chance of not being in a relationship. Eventually, she'll find somebody, but she's not going to find the man that she actually looking for or she wants. So there's somebody out there for somebody. Okay? That's all I got to say. There's somebody out there for somebody. All right, but also, let me see what else I want to look at. Okay, so here's a book that I found in the archives. It's called Relationships, right? And it's from n.wikibooks.org. And this was in April 18 of 2014. So now, as you can see, the table of contents, the science of relationships, it goes into evolution of the human brain, how women select men, how men select women, how our ancestors lived, monogamy and polygamy, and hormones, communication styles, etc. So I think, it was just very ironic that I was able to come across this because I said, well, you know what? This is something that it would help me to elaborate more into this subject matter. So what I want to do is let's take a look at let's look at how women select men. All right. So let's look at the alpha males. What kind of alpha male are you? If you're a gorilla, you're big and strong, you're twice the size of a female, you establish your physical dominance over any male you meet. You live with your harem of 2 to 5 females. Your females are monogamously faithful to you. Your penis is 1 inch long. Sex is quick. If you're a gibbon, you're mate monogamously for life. You live with your mate and let me try to zoom this up. Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom this up. Where's the... Give me a second. I'm trying to see if I can zoom this up. No, there's no zooming button. Okay. Oh well. All right. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. All right. You sing to your mate. She sings back to you. She sings back to let you know where she is. You and your mate are the same size and look identical. You start each morning with a half hour of loud hooting to frighten other gibbons away from your 40 acres of forest. If you're a chimpanzee, you live in a group of 50 individuals. When a female is ovulating, she has sex with every male in the group. You have a large penis, large testicles, and ejaculate lots of sperm. You reproduce not because you dominate females or other males, but because your sperm is more active than other male sperms. If you're a baboon, you live in a troop that varies from 10 to 200 individuals depending on habitat, time of the year, and predation. You make friends with other males. When another male threatens you, your friends back you up. You avoid fighting. Fighting leads to injuries, and lions eat injured baboons. You also make friends with females. Females baboon mate with their male friends. They like males who have many friends. All right, so then it also say that women go for tail feathers and status. Let's look at the status part. Women prefer high status men. In workplace affairs, men are equally likely to have sex with a superior or subordinated woman. Women, in contrast, are 7 times more likely to have sex with superior rather than subordinated men. Many societies expect the sons of leaders to become leaders. Women who want alpha sons marry alpha husbands. The 2000 presidential election was between the son of a president, the son of a senator, the son and grandson of 4-star Navy admirals, and the son of a wealthy banker. To attract women, improve your social status. Give away stuff to make friends. Help less fortunate individuals to show that you above average. Lead groups. Captain your softball team. Dress well and speak well. And then it goes on to talk about money. If money attracts women, Bill Gates would be sexier than the Beatles in 1965. Women are conflicted about money. Women want alpha males who show off their money like peacocks show off their tail feathers, buying a round of drinks in a bar. But women also want relationship men who put their paychecks into a mortgage. Show off your money to attract a woman's attention. Then talk about the home you're buying to make her want a relationship. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors owned nothing but what they could carry to the next campsite. Accumulation of wealth wasn't possible. Women's cerebral cortexes have learned to appreciate accumulated wealth, but their brains aren't hardwired for this. In a conflict, women tend to choose their more basic instinct, love, instead of their newer appreciation of wealth. All right. Okay, so as you can see, that information explains and go into details of how men and women function differently and how they see things. Now, we can't say that every woman is like this or every man is like that, because everybody is different. Everybody got their own taste and what they like and what they dislike. But generally speaking, for the most part, what women want and what men want. So now let's get to the part where the brother was talking about how men select women. Let's look at that real quick, okay? Let's look at how men select women. So how men select women. It says you have the most marvelous youth, and youth is the one thing that's worth having. Someday when you are old and wrinkled and ugly, when thought has sneered your forehead with its line and passion branded your lip with its hideous fire, you will feel it. You will feel it terribly. All right, let's go ahead and skip that part. Women with high reproductive value attract men. 19-year-old women are likely to produce the greatest number of children, twice as many as 30-year-old women. Teenage boys on average prefer girls a little older. Men in their mid-20s usually prefer women a year or two younger. 30-something men prefer women 5 to 10 years younger. Many men in their 40s and 50s prefer women 10 to 20 years younger. In the past, women of all ages up to about 45 on average prefer a man a few years older. However, this has slowly been changing. Time magazine reports that when it comes to online dating, a woman is 5 times more likely to show interest in a man was 5 years her junior than one who was 5 years older. All right, so yes, you got women that are cougars. If y'all heard the term cougars, that means a woman that like younger men. All right, because the younger man has more energy and he's more flexible, etc. And the reason why older men want younger girls because they have a chance of bearing children. They're more than likely can bear children. All right, and they are more than likely attractive. All right, so we gotta look at the science. Okay. It says read more online dating women want younger men time.com. All right, these statistical findings are a broad generalization and many exceptions to the rule exist. In reality, age preference vary widely from individual to individual and sometimes from one stage of life to the next. There are many women who prefer younger men and many men who prefer older women. So just to piggyback off that whole video, I was just using the information to pretty much to bring the clarity of what the whole conversation was about. So again, that's why I say the brother has his point, and I understand what the young lady point is. So I can agree to disagree to some things. All right. But the only thing I would say this is all right, I would like to say this, especially for the women. Know your worth, know your value. Know your worth. Do not just be committed to a relationship with somebody just because. Because a lot of times women find themselves in a very messed up predicament because they're so quick to fall in love. So as women, we do operate off our emotions because we're very compassionate. We tend to be very loving. We tend to be very nurturing or whatnot. But you have to be careful. You have to guard your emotion and you have to be mindful of how you choose your mate or who you select as your mate. Because nowadays you got to go through background checks. You got to make sure that this man ain't got no type of serious felony regarding to rape, domestic violence, or child molestation, all that other stuff. You got to do all of that. And for the men, if you are looking for the woman, you got to be mindful of the woman that you involve yourself with. You got to do background checks on her as well. Okay? Don't let your dick get you in a whole lot of trouble. Do not let your dick get you in a whole lot of trouble. And don't just go chasing after random women. Because some of these women out here, they up to no good. There's women out here that are seeking to take advantage of you, that prey on your downfall. There are women who don't have your best interests and that don't care. So be careful who you lay in the bed with. Be careful who you have in a relationship with, because you just never know. You might be sleeping with the enemy. I'm just being straight up with you. And I'm not saying all women are enemies, but there are those who are very malicious. Same to go for the women. There are men who are very malicious out there. So you be careful with how you choose your mate and who you choose to fornicate with or who you choose to have sex with, because everybody ain't worth having sex with, and everybody who got money ain't worth being in a relationship with either. So you have to be wise about the people that you involve yourself with and who you engage the activities with as well. So that's all I got to say about that. So now I want to get to the next topic. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to this next topic, because speaking of relationship, this one right here, it just, when I say you have to be careful, you have to be really careful. Okay? I don't know what to think of this one. You know what? I know what to think of this one, but let's just go ahead and read it. Let's just go ahead and just get on down to the business, because oh boy, oh, this is interesting. This is the most interesting thing here. This is crazy. R&B singer Anne Marie shot her boyfriend in the head in Atlanta, claims gun failed. Let's read this article. R&B singer Anne Marie was arrested for allegedly shooting her man in the head. Chicago-based singer and songwriter Anne Marie was arrested last Tuesday in connection with a shooting that occurred at the Intercontinental Buckhead Hotel in Atlanta. According to local CBS News, police officers were summoned to the singer's hotel room to find a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. The 24-year-old man was somewhat responsive and was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he is reportedly in critical condition. The police report says Anne Marie was screaming manically and had to be removed from the hotel room. As for her story, she told officers that a gun fell off. That a gun fell off of a table in the hotel room, which caused the gun to go off, hitting the victim. The report also notes that she told one officer that she grew up with the victim and that they are Chicago natives just visiting Atlanta. Okay. Let's check this out. Let's check this out right here. According to the Atlanta Police Department, Anne Marie was arrested and booked on December 1st for possession of a firearm during commission of a felony and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She is currently in custody at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, and no bail or bond has been set yet. Anne Marie, whose real name is Joanne Marie Slater, has a prior record for simple battery from November when she was released on a $1,500 bond. It is not confirmed if this will hinder her defense, but historically, if you are not a first-time offender, you are scrutinized a bit more. Anne Marie is best known for her 2018 single Secret with YK Osiris, which peaked at number 22 on the Billboard Hot R&B Songs chart and has garnered over 82 million views on YouTube. Fans have been sounding off on Twitter about the incident, with some folk alleged that she caught him cheating and that's the reason why he was shot. This allegation has not been confirmed by law enforcement officials who are still investigating the crime. Oh, so somebody put, so when Tory shot Megan in the foot, y'all was like, cancel him. Well, allegedly, Anne Marie shot her boyfriend in the head, and y'all is over here reasoning with insanity. The fuck? Nobody deserved to get shot, and these females trying to justify why Anne Marie did what she did is pathetic. Woo! Uh-oh, and then somebody else put, Anne Marie shot her boyfriend in the head for cheating. Y'all birds really justifying it, making jokes, etc. At the end of the day, that shit ain't never that serious to try and take a motherfucker life. She should have been left before it ever got that far, clearly. All right, it says, Tory shoots Meg in foot, cancel him. Anne Marie shoots boyfriend in the head, free homegirl, she ain't do nothing wrong, men suck. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm going to say something. So far, what we know about this story, the boyfriend got shot in the head at the hotel, at the Intercontinental Buckhead Hotel, which was not downtown, it's in Buckhead area. That's over there by, I think that's over there by Lenox Mall. Yep, that's right there by Lenox Mall. That's where they was at. So that's where a lot of celebrities go to. That's the fancy hotel, the upscale 5-star hotel. Okay. That's where all the celebrities go, and And yeah, that's their little hangout spot. That's where they, chill in when they come from out of town, whatever. But anyways, not only that, the part that caught me is the fact that she said that the gun fell off the table and the bullet had hit the guy in the head. That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. How's that the gun fell off the table, landed on the floor, and the bullet hit the man straight in the head? So I have a question for her story. Where was he at? Was he standing by the table? If this was the case, was he standing by the table? Was he sitting down at the table? What happened? What was he doing? If the gun fell off and landed on the floor and he got hit in the head with the bullet. So what was he doing? What was he at? So she didn't really go into details explaining. But I agree with this first tweet right here. Let me go back and read that tweet. Let me find that tweet. Hold on. All right, so when Tory shot Megan in the foot, y'all was like, cancel him. Well, allegedly, Anne Marie shot her boyfriend in the head, and y'all is over here reasoning with insanity. Nobody deserves to get shot, and these females trying to justify why Anne Marie did what she did is pathetic. I agree with that. I agree with that narrative. Now, I don't agree with the fact what Tory Lanez did to Megan. That was wrong. He was a buster ass nigga for that shit. And I say that. But I don't agree with what this girl did either. I think that what she did was dead wrong because now she in a fucked up ass predicament. And then on top of that, she already got a record. She already got a record for what she did back in November. So now that's going to be added on. So what I think she did was nonsensical. It has no logic. She wasn't proving any point. So now you just in another fucked up ass situation. All right, so now you're trying to come up with this alibi by saying that the gun fell off the damn table, which ain't nobody really finna buy into that shit. Because obviously in this case, the boy is shot in the head. There's a bullet in his head, so obviously you shot the man in the goddamn head. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows that if he was cheating on her, if she was angry with him and they got into an argument or what. But all they know is the girl done shot this man in the goddamn head. I believe she did that. There's no doubt in my mind. I believe that she actually shot this man in the head. And she tried to come up with an alibi. That's my observation on it. But the point is, let me say something. You're not going to stop a person from messing around. And by you killing somebody because of the fact that they cheating on you, I understand that, yes, emotions can run high. And, you're very serious about your relationship and you're very committed and loyal to someone and you're hurt by the fact that they messing around with somebody else other than you. I get that, but it doesn't justify doing things such as taking somebody else's life or burning down their home, burning down their car, slashing their tires, burning up the clothes and all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, you ain't proving nothing. You're not proving anything. What point are you proving? Because now you done killed this man. Let's just say he ended up dying. She's going to be charged with a murder. She's going to be charged with murder if he ends up dying from a bullet. You have less chance of surviving from a bullet in your brain. You have a less chance of surviving. So if he ends up dying from those injuries, she will be charged with murder. And that's that. See, this is why, ladies, you gotta think twice before you react to things. You gotta think twice. You can't let your emotion do all the thinking for you, because your emotion will get you in a whole lot of trouble. Your emotion will put you in a very fucked up predicament. And not just for the women, but also go for the men. Be careful with your emotions, because your emotions will have you doing some shit and you will regret it later. You will end up in a whole lot of trouble. You don't want that. You don't want to be placed under the radar. You don't want to be behind bars for the rest of your life. Or even worse, you don't want to have somebody come looking for your ass either. So now, pretty much, this girl done threw away her career. She's under investigation. See, you females better start thinking. Y'all better be careful out here. Y'all can't run around here and do little stupid stuff like burning up shit and goddamn tearing up, vandalizing property and trying to kill somebody. You can't do nothing, because that's going to backfire on you. That's going to put you in a fucked up predicament. The smartest thing to do, if you know the relationship is not going well for you, it's best for you to leave. It's best to just leave and just move on. Now, it would have been a different story if there was a case of domestic violence where he was putting his hands on her and he was trying to attack her or anything of that nature. Then yes, by all means, use self-defense. If he was trying to attack her family member, by all means, do what you have to do. But he wasn't doing none of that. It didn't say what he was doing. So in this case, she's in the wrong. And for those females that tried to justify what she was doing, it goes to show how fucked up you guys are. You can't make no justification behind it. It ain't worth it. Just move on. If you know somebody's a cheater and you getting tired of that person cheating on you, it's time to move on. It's time to let go. Sometimes it is best for you to be by yourself. If you gotta be by yourself, that's where it's gotta be. It's best to be alone than to be a miserable and unhappy person and doing things out of emotionalism. It's best to just be alone. Just move on. There's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of fish in the damn sea. And shooting somebody in the head ain't worth for your ass going to goddamn prison. Because, baby, you're going to either be charged with attempted murder, and if this boy dies, she may get charged with first-degree murder. Or homicide. It ain't worth it. Just move on. Move on with your life. And don't be listening to these crappy ass rappers, especially these female rappers, that tell you to do some fucked up ass shit. Because they ain't gonna bail your ass out of jail. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They ain't gonna bail your ass out of prison. They ain't gonna bail your fucking ass out. So don't be out here doing stupid shit because you don't listen to some damn rapper talking about they gonna do this, they ain't other. Don't do it. Use your judgment. Use your intellect. Be smart. Some things it ain't worth. It's not worth it. And this is one of them. If it was a case of this boy was cheating on her, it wasn't even worth putting a bullet in his head. Just move the fuck on. Just let him go. Because it ain't going to do nothing but backfire on you. You got to think smart. So it's not about him. It's about you. And that's all I gotta say on that. Okay, look, let me respond to these questions on here before I go. Somebody put, Miss Tiffany, how irrational would you say that you are versus emotionalism? Well, let me tell you something, Sir Anthony. I'm older now. Okay. I'm much older. I'm in my 30s. I'm 31. By me being able to accumulate the knowledge that I have, I've learned that you don't always have to respond to things out of emotions. There's other ways to deal with situation. And as for me, I learned how to be much wiser than I was when I was younger. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, let me see something. Let me go back up here. What would you do if you caught your man cheating in the act? What would you do? I would move on. I will move on. Because it's what I'm gonna be hurt. Of course, I'm gonna be hurt if my man's cheating on me. But I'm not going to go to the extent where I'm gonna take his life or try to take his life. It'll be smart for me to just move on. I would have to tell him that he'll have to leave and it's over and that's it. But it's not worth me doing some stupid ass shit like burning down his clothes and his house and all this other stuff. No, I'll just let him know it's over with. You got what you want. That's where you want to be at. It's a done deal. It's time to move on. I will be emotional. I'll probably be in tears, but at least I can tell him that than just trying to do something that's going to jeopardize me in the long run. Somebody say, why do you think it's easy for a woman to get away with stuff like this? Why do I think it's easy for a woman to get away with stuff like? Because you got women who will come up with alibis and who would try to play the victim. You have women who would try to play the victim. They use that victim mode, operate from victim mentality just so they can gain sympathy. That's why. She watched too much television thinking that guns just pop off after being dropped. Well, I don't know. She under some type of illusion because, baby, nah, that don't make sense. Now, here's the thing. With guns, you have to be careful because if you're not careful with handling a weapon, it can go off. It can go off. So if you're not careful with it. But in this case, I don't believe that was the story. With this young lady talking about how this happened, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it to be justifiable. But sometimes, yes, you have to be careful with how you handle weapons because let's just say if you drop a weapon, yes, the gun can go off, but the way she's describing it and how she's trying to explain it, it doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. To me, it's not logical. So, boy, I know you ain't. Do you really think Tori shot? What? Is it shut or shot? Do you really think Tori shot up Megan in the foot? I believe he did. I believe he did. I personally believe so. I believe it. Because if they find bullet fragments in her foot and she had a bullet and there was a gun in his possession, they found it in his possession. And then on top of that, he trying to tell her not to tell nobody, trying to pay her some money. Then yeah, it's obvious. I believe it. I believe it. Because she ain't shot herself in the foot. Her best friend didn't do it. And I highly doubt it if the security did it. So I believe Tory did that. And Tory was trying to clear his name up because he doesn't want to lose his reputation as an artist. That's how I look at it. But see, you got to be careful with the company that you keep as well. You got to be careful. So yes, I believe it. All right. So, other than that, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I appreciate the dialogues. I appreciate you guys giving your commentaries and whatnot. So if you want to go ahead and share this video, you're more than welcome to do so. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell when I come on. If you want to send something to the Cash App, that's the information at the bottom of the screen. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful night. I don't want to be up too long because I got to get ready for, I got a day ahead of me. Let's just put it like that. I got a day ahead. So, so I wish I could be on here all night, but I can't. I can't be here all night. You know, you got to take care of priorities. So, but you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Please be safe. All right. And then I will reconnect with you all later. Okay. All right, then. Deuces. All right.